Yesterday, I had to focus on the devastating drone and missile attack. It was the third largest of the war. It was done intentionally to make a statement during the G7 meeting. And if you want to know who the bad guys are, a good place to start is to ask, is one party or the other intentionally killing civilians while they sleep peacefully in their beds? And if so, which side is the side doing that? That's how you can tell which side is the bad guys. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to look at what the cost has been, or what the toll has been on civilians just day over day. Kyiv's in mourning today. It's a national day of mourning for what just transpired. Russian forces conducted the third largest combined drone and missile strike against Ukraine since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion on the night of June 16th to 17th, and primarily targeted Kyiv. And here's the ISW's chart, and you can see it's been within the last few weeks the first, second, third, and fourth highest strikes of the war. And it was just before the second Istanbul conference when this actually started to go down, right? It just, third highest of the war. That's pretty incredible. And there's been a devastating toll here. This is a father here, this guy here standing in the center, who's just being informed about his son who was found under the rubble. All you have to be is human to feel that. And just like imagine if you were being told that that's your son that has just been killed, and this happens to Ukrainians day over day over day. At this point, this is the U.S. Embassy's message, which I was kind of surprised that the U.S. Embassy put this message out. And then it kind of made sense. I'll show you in just a moment. Today, with all of Ukraine, we join a day of mourning in Kyiv for the victims of Russia's June 17th attack. 21 dead, including an American. More than 134 injured, including children. We extend deepest condolences to the victims' families. This senseless attack runs counter to President Trump's call to stop the killing and end the war. Okay. It's frustrating. Noel Reports wrote this. The U.S. Embassy in Ukraine joined the Ukraine's Day of Mourning for the victims of June 17th attack, which killed 21 people, injured over 134. The embassy called the attack senseless and said it contradicts the President Trump's call to end the war. Would this statement have been made if no American had been killed? I think not. I hate to say that, but I think that's the case. They couldn't not say it now that an American was one of the victims. But I wonder if they would have otherwise. This is what it looked like in Kyiv yesterday. It was bad. I mean, it was bad. I think I either in my title or my thumbnail, I said Kyiv got smashed. It really did. It was brutal, and it was attacking civilians. This is called a war crime. By nature, attacking civilians is a war crime. Okay, 22 people. It's not 21. It's 22 people killed in Kyiv by the Russian attack yesterday, according to the Kyiv mayor. 134 more people injured by Russia. A day of mourning in Kyiv, and deepest condolences to the families. Okay, this is what the primary instrument is. Yes, they had some ballistic missiles and other cruise missiles and things along those lines. But the primary instrument is the Shahed drone, which the Russians get from Iran. Originally, they got the designs from Iran. They build it in Russia now, but they don't like build all the pieces, and it wasn't their design. It's the pieces come from Iran, the parts come from Iran, and they assemble them in Russia. Iran's a bad guy too, and if you're not paying attention to Israel, Iran, you really ought to be. I won't talk about Israel and Iran anymore in this video. I won't leave talking about Ukraine either. But this is a Shahed missile, 36-kilogram explosive charge, range of 2,500 kilometers. And you saw some of the devastation from it. Now, these are Shahed hunters. Head on, the MARSS Interceptor is a sturdily built Ukrainian drone designed to collide with and disable incoming Russian UAVs. Capable of maneuvers up to 4G, the Interceptor is able to engage in dogfights at altitudes of over 2 kilometers. Now, Shaheds can fly higher than that, but the Mars Interceptor is a sturdy built drone. It can cover, it's capable of maneuvering, like I said. It's in the final stages of attack, are aided by AI algorithms to determine the intercept course and target. And here, if we look at this, the scale to a size of a drone to the human is pretty, I mean, it's pretty small, but it can do some pretty significant damage to Shahed drones and knock them out of the sky. They need a lot more of these moving forward. This Darth Putin, Trump. Putin and I had a great phone call and told me Russia wants peace. And this is what Putin does after he says that Russia wants peace. Zelensky put this out. If last year it was shocking to see 100 Shahed drones used in one night, now it's unusual if fewer than 100 are used in a single strike. In fact, this is the only real change in Russia's behavior since the change of the U.S. president. That's interesting. The only real change since Trump came into office is that they're doing more Shaheds night over night attacking civilians. It proves that those supporting new and stronger sanctions against Russia are absolutely right. Now, this was some powerful language that Zelensky used here. He tries to be very diplomatic, tries not to insult Trump or try to aggravate or, I mean, he's trying to get missile defense and that sort of thing and buy it from the United States. But he's right. In fact, this is the only real change in Russia's behavior since the change of the U.S. president. That's something. Okay, so what happened last night? Air Defense Forces of Ukraine neutralized 30 UAVs out of 58. That's not very good, but 58. That's what I'm more concerned with, because I was saying this last week. I saw 60 and 58 and whatever, like 70 and something like that. We know that they can produce somewhere between, and 133 is one estimate, to 166 or something like that. So somewhere around 150, they can put out about 150 a day. Now, the Ukrainians have been going after logistics and other drone facilities and that sort of thing, but when I see this number, I get nervous. And even though they are attacking the drone manufacturers and are attacking the logistics, they can still put out more than 58 a day. And just like last week, they were saving up for a big blitz. And I think we're going to see more of those kinds of attacks in the future. Ukrainian southeastern city of Zaporizhzhia was under attack last night. Aftermath of the Russian assault on 18 June was a postal facility and 47 vehicles and 9 apartment buildings damaged, 6 non-residential buildings damaged, multiple apartment building windows shattered, warehouse facility destroyed. I mean, it's just, and the civilian population just has to deal with it. Here's security cameras from Ukraine's city of Zaporizhzhia, where 6 Shahed drones were used to destroy a shopping mall. Malls, apartment buildings, hospitals. Civilians are now Russia's primary targets. It's hard to escape from that conclusion. Last night on the battlefield, day over day, 1,040 Russians off the battlefield, 7 tanks, 31 armored fighting vehicles, 37 artillery systems, 137 vehicles, and fuel tanks. If you just look at the high point on the map for the, where's the fighting most intense, it's Pokrovsk, 53 assaults in Pokrovsk. Soldiers of the 114th Territorial Defense Brigade Invisible Squad eliminated a group of 4 Russian motorcyclists attempting to cross the Seversk front. Crossing on motorcycles just seems absurd to me. I know you get speed, but that trade-off with drones is just, but it doesn't work in columns either. Ukrainian forces destroyed a large column near Yablonivka on the Konstantinivka front. 23 units of heavy equipment were destroyed, along with quads and motorcycles eliminated. And drones are just everywhere and they're pervasive. I mean, this is an FPV drone just sneaking into a facility and finding their target. It's just pretty remarkable. Andrew Perpetua talked about how it's pretty funny to see a drone drop a can of beef or whatever from like 150 meters up. Can a can even survive that? I don't know. I guess the guy in the trench is about to find out. Then the drone dropped a bag of powdered milk. They need to do this because you can't really move with other drones around. You can't really move around very easily. Okay, for the first time, this was really interesting. This is a Honda missile or a Honda rocket. For the first time, a Honda successfully tests a reusable launch vehicle. Japanese company just developed it entirely from scratch. The test went more than well. The rocket met all planned parameters, reached an altitude of 271 meters and landed almost perfectly, just 37 centimeters from the target point. That's impressive. Like watching technology happen in real time and work, and it's just pretty amazing. This is a good use of technology. Not that I mean, we get incremental gains like this, and we get exponential gains on the battlefield because necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, just when we're talking about civilians being attacked the way that they are, it's because of the Russian mentality, and this it has to change, and it won't change unless the Russians are defeated on the battlefield. Gary Kasparov talked about this. Dictatorship is more toxic to the brain than lead. As with most surveys in police states, it's impossible to know how much is what Russians think and how much they hope to say what they're supposed to think. Sadly, it makes little difference. It's idiocy and brainwashing. And he's replying to Branislav Slantchev. He's a professor out in University of California, San Diego. Russians were asked to name the most outstanding people of all time and of all nations. Their top three answers were Stalin, Putin, and Lenin. Einstein makes an appearance. Newton even shows up near the bottom of the list. But Stalin, Putin, and Lenin, like these are the most outstanding people of all times in all places. Now, I get that. I mean, in America, they might have George Washington high on the list or something like that. So I understand that. But yeah, okay. Here is a Ukrainian high schooler who danced at her graduation ceremony, clutching her fallen father's military uniform close to her chest. In Ukrainian schools, the father-daughter dance is a cherished graduation tradition where students honor their parents for years of love and support throughout their education. Her hero father didn't live to share the milestone moment with her, but the daughter found a way to include him. This is what Ukrainian civilians are living through. Finally, my friends, I'll leave you with this. Even in war, flowers grow. Even under shelling, Ukrainians stand. Our spirit is stronger than fear. Thank you, my friends, for your time. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the subscribes. When you hit the like button, it really helps the video move to further and further to other people who might not see it. Thank you for subscribing because you care. And thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.